I honestly challenge you to try at least 2 games from this list and not get hooked. We've got all kinds of genres here, or from the action RPGs I love to that racing game that even I, someone who doesn't even like racers, ended up getting addicted to and genuinely impressed by. So if you want to discover these games, hit that like button and come along with me, my friend. Let's start with the most underrated and overlooked game from HoYoverse. We're talking about ZENLESS Zone Zero. The story takes place in New Eridu, the last surviving metropolis, rebuilt and thriving thanks to its ability to manage the hollow zones and harness their energy as a resource. You step into the role of a proxy and a specialist who acts as the link between the city and the dangerous hollows, guiding others through expeditions inside them. This game is an ARPG and hack and slash with a combat system built around fast, tactical action. You put together a team of 3 characters and swap between them as you push through waves of enemies. As expected from a HoYoverse title, it uses a gacha system for unlocking characters and gear, and honestly it's addictive in every way, and yes, it also has a bit of fan service as well. Now let's talk about a racing game that's truly different and manages to innovate in all kinds of ways, WRECKFEST Mobile. Just like on the larger platforms, the focus here is on realistic collision physics. Cars crumple, bend, and lose parts in a way that feels authentic and incredibly satisfying, though it still offers those more traditional racing modes as well. You'll take part in classic circuit races, with plenty of bumper-to-bumper contact and demolition derby events in arenas where the goal is simply to be the last car standing. The game features a full career mode with multiple championships and events to progress through, plus several additional game modes that range from standard races to chaotic over-the-top challenges. WRECKFEST Mobile is widely considered one of the best console to mobile ports in the racing/action genre, delivering that same fun chaotic destruction right on your phone. One of the best strategy games on Android, and easily the best when it comes to pure RTS. Now let's talk about War Legends.
We are under attack.
Skeleton Archer.
It's a game that demands resource management, base building, and direct control of your units in battle, just like a classic RTS. And as you can probably tell, it definitely looks and was likely heavily inspired by Warcraft 3. The game features heroes with special abilities and magic scrolls that can completely turn the tide of a match at the right moment. There's a full campaign mode where you can play through the story of both factions, and on top of that, several online modes ranging from 1 versus 1 to 3 versus 3. In short, War Legends is perfect for players who love intense strategy, strong micro and macro management, and real-time competitive battles. Something that's been missing on Android for quite a while. There are only a handful of fighting games on Android that are truly worth playing, but in my opinion this one stands out for several reasons. Let's talk about VITA Fighters. What makes VITA Fighters so interesting is that it delivers a fighting experience with smooth combos and mechanics inspired by classic fighting games. The gameplay is often praised for being surprisingly technical for a mobile title. The game features a large roster, currently over 40 characters, but many of which are clear references to archetypes, pop culture icons, anime characters, and fighters from other well-known franchises. And the main mode is arcade mode, which ends in a showdown against the final boss, the Carnal Titan, and the developers are already testing an online mode currently in alpha. In short, VITA Fighters is exactly what every Android fighting game should be. A true old school fighter, and that's why it's so good. A lot of players still look for that old school MMORPG experience, the kind without autoplay where everything is harder and more hands-on, and this game is exactly that. Let's talk about TORAM Online. Unlike most MMORPGs, TORAM doesn't use fixed classes. Your combat style is defined entirely by the weapon you equip, and the sword, staff, bow, dual blades, halberd, knuckles, along with how you distribute your stat points like strength, vitality, and more. TORAM is famously known for having no autoplay features, something rare in modern mobile MMOs. Combat is fully manual and target-based, pushing you to plan and execute skill combos to maximize damage and efficiency. The game heavily emphasizes cooperation. Tough monsters and bosses are designed to be taken down in groups, and players often praise the game for having absolutely no pay-to-win elements. It's also available on PC, making it a proper cross-platform MMORPG experience. This is the closest thing we have on Android to the famous Overwatch or even Valorant, and let's talk about T3 Arena. This game is a third-person shooter built around 3 versus 3 team battles, though it also offers 5 versus 5 modes. As a hero shooter, you pick from a roster of unique characters, each with their own abilities and playstyles. Unlike many other mobile shooters, this one really emphasizes character classes and abilities, striking a solid balance between pure FPS action and hero skills that can completely change the outcome of a match. Matches are designed to be short, usually lasting between 3 to 5 minutes, making it perfect for quick sessions on mobile. If you enjoy team-based shooters with hero abilities and fast-paced matches, T3 Arena is one of the best options in the mobile scene. One of the best RPGs on the Playstore, and more specifically one of the best tactical RPGs, which to me is the greatest RPG genre. Let's talk about Sword of Convalaria. Combat takes place on a grid-based battlefield where positioning, movement, and turn order are everything. It's a true spiritual successor to beloved classics like Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem. The game promises that the choices you make throughout the story, especially in the single-player mode called Spiral of Fate, will shape the destiny of Aria and lead to multiple different endings. It also features enhanced pixel art visuals, mixing retro style with modern lighting and smooth animations. Easily one of the most beautiful pixel art games of 2025. If you're a fan of tactical RPGs, I honestly don't think there's anything better on Android. Standoff 2 is one of the most popular first-person shooters on mobile, often described as the CSGO of smartphones due to its heavy inspiration from Counter-Strike Global Offensive. At its core, the game features 5 versus 5 multiplayer battles between 2 teams, terrorists and counter-terrorists. The gameplay is fast, demanding, and heavily focused on precise aiming and smart positioning. Since it's fully built for mobile, it includes a quick match mode that's much more casual, perfect for jumping in at any time, testing different weapons, and playing against real people without pressure. Of course, the game also has a full ranked mode, with tiers ranging from bronze all the way up to mythic, along with an active esports scene filled with tournaments and competitive events. And ranked matches can get seriously tough. If you know or have ever played Counter-Strike, this is easily the closest experience you'll find on mobile. If you're a battle royale maniac but feel like you've already played everything on the Play Store, this one is definitely going to catch your attention. Let's talk about Sausage Man.
Wow! You became the new elimination leader.
The premise is the same. 100 players drop onto an island and fight to be the last sausage standing. But the twist is in the colorful visuals and the over-the-top goofy physics. Your character is an anthropomorphic sausage that you can customize with all kinds of ridiculous outfits, from bunny costumes to full-on robot armor. The game doesn't take itself seriously at all, and it introduces silly, fun mechanics, which is honestly the best part of the whole experience. Unlike many battle royales, this one feels almost like a parody, but it's still incredibly fun to play whether you're going solo or teaming up with friends. Yeah, racing games on Android come out every single day, but once in a while you find that rare 1% that truly stands out, and it is that jag gillar att race. And this is one of them. Let's talk about Racing Master. The main focus of Racing Master is realistic driving physics and full-on simulation, a big contrast to the arcade-style races that dominate mobile. It's built for players who want a more authentic driving experience. The game runs on Unreal Engine 4, delivering stunning visuals, highly detailed car models, rich environments, and top-tier lighting and reflections. You'll race on iconic real-world tracks as well as original circuits set in cities and exotic locations. And beyond its structured career-style progression, the game also offers intense PvP against other players, plus a beautiful open world for you to explore. This might be the first offline game on our list, and if you're a fan of story-driven adventures, you absolutely need to check this one out. Let's talk about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Unlike the Sands of Time trilogy, which was fully 3D, The Lost Crown is a 2D side-scrolling action platformer but with 3D characters creating a very unique 2.5D look. Combat is fast and fluid, built around aerial combos and dual blade attacks. Sargon, the new protagonist, gains time manipulation powers, like temporal dash and the ability to freeze enemies or objects, which are also essential for solving the game's puzzles. The story follows the kidnapping of Prince Ghassan, and Sargon and the Immortals are sent to rescue him on Mount Kaf, a place twisted and corrupted by time. The game is highly praised for revitalizing the series with engaging, challenging gameplay and a near-perfect execution of the Metroidvania formula. Here's another fully offline game. In this one is so old that it's practically forgotten on the Play Store. Let's talk about the Souls-like title Pascal's Wager. Inspired by Dark Souls, it's widely known as the only true Souls-like experience on mobile, famous for its punishing and demanding gameplay that requires patience, awareness, and precise reflexes. You have to manage your stamina for attacking, dodging, and rolling. Combat is deliberately heavy, pushing you to study enemy and boss attack patterns before committing to every move. Throughout the campaign, you can play with up to 5 different characters, and the game also features a unique sanity system, which makes everything even more challenging. In the story, you play as Terence, the courier, who, along with his companions Haitao, Masab Sikarisos, sets out on a dangerous journey to uncover the cause behind the fall of the Colossus and to search for his missing wife. I must have played at least 60 hours of this game, and it's incredibly addictive and genuinely fun. Let's talk about Moonlighter. It's well known for its creative concept, charming pixel art visuals, and that addictive loop between adventure and shopkeeping. The premise is simple but brilliant. By day, you're a humble shopkeeper running the family store Moonlighter. By night, you're a brave adventurer exploring dangerous dungeons in search of valuable treasures. You dive into procedurally generated dungeons, different every time, filled with monsters and bosses, giving it that classic roguelike feel. Then you return to Rheinecker to open your shop. Your job is to price the items you collected, watching customers' reactions to see whether the price is too high or too low, slowly figuring out the perfect value for each item. Even though I never really got into Mobile Legends, like the famous mobile MOBA, and I actually got hooked on this one. Let's talk about Magic Chess Go Go. A friend told me this mode originally existed inside Mobile Legends, but it was reworked and released as a separate game. Here, 8 players face off in a tactical battle where the goal is to be the last one standing by reducing your opponent's HP to 0. You spend gold to recruit heroes, upgrade them by combining 3 copies of the same hero, and position your units strategically on the board. Your units then fight automatically against a random opponent's lineup. The game also features commanders, each with unique abilities you can use in battle, along with synergies that let your heroes combo together and become even stronger. We've already talked about Sausage Man, a battle royale that doesn't take itself seriously at all, but this game is the complete opposite. Let's talk about Lost Light. Your main goal is to enter an exclusion zone, loot valuable items, and most importantly, extract safely at one of the extraction points. If you die, you lose everything you brought in and everything you picked up during the match. Survival goes far beyond combat. You need to manage your character's hunger, pain, and a very complex inventory system. But unlike Sausage Man, engaging enemies isn't always the best option. In fact, you can win a match without running into anyone at all. If you enjoy high-tension shooters with deep inventory management and an addictive loop of looting, risk, and extraction, Lost Light is one of the strongest looter-shooter options on mobile. And that's it. If you're into high-pressure firefights, smart looting, and that addictive risk and reward loop, Lost Light is definitely worth a try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.